veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. Oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. Oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. 6 a.m. and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. Oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. La, 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 la. Oh, oh, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. La, 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 la. Oh, 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 la, 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 la. La, 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 la. 'Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. La, 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 la. Oh, oh, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. La, 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 la. Oh, oh, veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. Man, I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. Man, I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work.
Yes, good people. Thank you so much once again for finding the time to be with me for another edition of the Blue Morning Show. It's been scarce in recent days, but we'll sort things out as soon as possible. But more importantly, thank you so much. As always, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I wholeheartedly offer whatever suits your time zone. I do hope you're all doing well, and I really do mean that. Without wasting much of your time, today we have a few news items to address. We're not going to waste time on them. That's because I don't want it to be a long one. We'll talk about Mudryk's Chelsea future, talk about Enzo Maresca's comments on where we're at with the project, talk about the women's team. Enzo Maresca's comment again. Do I have that in two places? Yeah, Enzo Maresca's comments on players where we're at today, comparison of Nicholas Jackson and Christopher Nkunku so far, and then we'll get into the match preview one time without wasting much of your time. But pardon me, I have to take a sip of my coffee so I don't lose my voice. It's getting cold. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. As usual, we'll keep it interactive here. So I'm going to see those the people we have in the chat already. We have Philip Smith. Good morning to you too, Phillips. I hope you're doing, Philip. I do hope you're doing well. And Namaya Fawale is also in the house. Thank you, Namaya, for finding the time to be with us. Just give me 1 second here. I want to share the link on X here before we continue. I did share the wrong link yesterday, and that's crazy, really. But I think we'll be all right. I think I made the appropriate correction there. Give me 1 second here. Do this. While you wait for me, please keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. And also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you're following the show on X, please kindly do the same to help us garner more likes. Like the video on X, share, and also follow our X account if you haven't, to help us get to 5,000 followers as soon as possible. We're getting closer to that. 1 second here. There you go. Yep, thank you. Sincerely do. I appreciate you. Anything else? And we have Wycliffe Barish. Wycliffe Barish, I thank you for finding the time to be with us this morning. We have just a total of 17 people watching, 11 of those on YouTube, 6 to be exact. They're on X. We appreciate you all. But just keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes that do go a long way. We're 16 minutes into the show, and we have just 8 likes. Sincerely do appreciate you once again. I'm going to go to the presentation window so we can start addressing the news the items we have here. More like news, no commentaries needed. We just read it, and if you're in the chat and you have anything to say about that particular item, you go ahead and say it. Give me 1 second here. Let's fix this. I think it'd be better of this way. All right, there we go. The first item here talks about that's according Vince. I forgot who. I did see the initial report, and that I don't. Maybe just me being in denial, but I don't believe it. I think the club will give him at least one more season. That's just my opinion anyway. If that changes, we'll find out. The first news item here, not really a report. That's Vince referencing the report in question, and then with his opinion. The second paragraph, strictly his opinion, as you can see on the screen. It reads: Chelsea are reportedly willing to sell Mihailo Mudryk in the January transfer window, but do you think it deserves at least until the end of the season? I think it deserves that. I think he probably get more than that. I think I get it. He's not been perfect. If we're going to judge him by the game time he's been given, how many times he's played for Chelsea, I think we should be compare. I think it should be as objective as possible. As much as I know that he needs to perform, he needs to show him the talent that we believe we paid that much money for. Otherwise, soon the club may well look the other way, take the L, and move him on. At the same time, I don't think the club would want to sell him and take a huge L. Remember how much you paid for him. So it's a difficult one. His salary, I don't think would be an issue. I think if indeed we would be open to selling him, if an offer comes in, I don't think his salary will be an issue. I think he takes a pay cut and move on as soon as possible. But that's, by the way, let's see what happens. I know there's a good player in there. I've always you can say I've always I don't know if it'd be correct to say protected him. I've always used to defended him. I think that's the most accurate language there, the more accurate language. But that's, by the way, you can become a member, paid member of the community to gain access to exclusive content. Matt produces content every week, at least once a week for the paid members. This week's will come a bit late because it involves video editing and all that. But you've enjoyed them. The link is pinned at the very top in case you want to become a paid member. Good morning to you too, Philip Smith. I think I said hello to you. Nemaya Fawale, Wycliffe Barish. Nice to see you. 1:45 p.m. in Kenya. Okay, thank you for joining us, Wycliffe Barish. I do hope you're doing well. We have Tob S here saying, we're starting, okay, dropping our main guy, Humble Mudryk. I don't know. Anybody hasn't dropped them. I think people have they're entitled to their respective opinions. I think if it's really fit, I think he starts. Until if he gets a chance and doesn't take it, that's when the manager will look to see if all the players will help him achieve the results he desires, if that makes sense. And Jay, nice to see you, Jay. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you, and thank you so much. The next item, we're not going to dwell on these things, which is Enzo Maresca. I think is discussing his interactions with the players. He says, you have to be honest with them being players, because they realize when you are not. If you're not being truthful to the players, I think that no. I think it's probably easy if you're telling them they're doing well, and then come match day you leave them on the bench. It's only an idiot that will see that as a sign that you lied to them. But the second paragraph of this particular report here reads, when you speak to 22 to 25 players and you're not honest, they can see that. At the end of the day, they prefer when you are being real with them. I'm not a player, but I know I want to when I deal with people, I always want them to be honest with me, irrespective of how um irrespective of whether or not whatever they tell me will cost me pain or nothing. But I'd rather you tell me the truth, if that makes sense. Mihailo Mudryk, I think he will come good, but he's not such a player. He needs to play consistently. You need to show him love. You need to show him you trust him. Um, Maybe we'll get there under Maresca, because Maresca, he does come across as an excellent manager, but we'll see. He will find out with time. There's still a lot to learn up close about Enzo Maresca. You can argue we knew a lot about his preferred approach to football, but up close, we're seeing something different. We're seeing how flexible he can be. We're seeing how ruthless he can be also. I be nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. We'll move on from that. If you have any comments with regards to what you think will happen to Mihailo Mudryk come January, I don't believe that we're looking to sell him in January, because it doesn't make sense. We're not going to get anything. We're not going to get at least 50% of how much we paid for him. So it wouldn't make sense for us in the January transfer window. I think he will get ample amount of game. He will play a lot. Hopefully, he takes the opportunity. Otherwise, we have quality. We have numbers in that department that dropping him, the manager wouldn't think twice about it, except if he's had a conversation with the owners to play him into form so that we can sell him and get a sizable fee from his sale, if that makes sense. So give me a few seconds. I want to take a sip of my coffee before we continue. Mm. So yeah, we do have 12 likes already, but we can do much more than 12 likes. So we're gonna get the next comment on Mudryk, um, which reads, that's from Khan. Khan says that Mudryk is a victim of circumstances. Loads of players assigned, a bit of confusion, and he's let's see what else we have here. A bit of confusion, and his confidence of being low doesn't help. I agree. He should get more minutes. More minutes can solve the problem, but do we have the luxury to do that at the expense of results? I don't know. It's up to the manager, but I know that's a good player in there. John, nice to see you, John Hand. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. 12 likes. Please like and share and subscribe. And we have IB here saying, sell him. We're overpaid. That's why, here's the thing. If selling him won't be that easy. Yeah, you don't want a loss. A loss compounds. It's easy. It's not easy these days, you say, to cope, to not get into trouble with one of many financial regulatory bodies are available. It's become difficult. We know about PSI, FFP. So clubs don't want to risk too much, if that makes sense. Let's see what else we have here. How will Sancho and Neto play together as suggested by the title? Yeah, Sancho can play on the right. Neto can play on the right. Sancho can play on the left. So they're not going to be playing the same position, if that if that makes sense. But nice to see you, knowledge grabbers. I like your name, by the way. Big up to you too, Seven Even Murphy. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Who else do we have here? Khan saying, like always, Yep, a comment letter. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 13 likes. We can do a lot more better than that. And Tobias is saying, yep, just big up to everyone. What Sancho is doing is quality on the left. And once he clicks for Mudryk, he will be a very dangerous. But the loan will be a lovely for game time. It's too late now. Maybe in January, maybe. But I think he stays. I think the owners they trust him. I think they will give him time. I don't think it's too late yet. There's still time. There's still a long way to go. This season still has a long way to go. Plus, there are other competition, Club World Cup, two cup games, plus the Conference League. So I'm not too concerned about him. But on his part, he has to keep working hard as he's been doing. But I think confidence isn't something that working hard addresses. Lack of confidence cannot address. Working hard cannot address lack of confidence. It is self-belief that addresses that. So yeah, I think that's confidence has been one of his biggest issues in my opinion, because he's a player. I knew him before he joined Chelsea. Yep, I followed him. I liked him. So I don't know. Let's see. Again, hopefully he picks up. But nice to see you. Thank you so much for that. Thanks. Just judging it by the first few games. What do you think should be our agenda for the next transfer window? Just think ahead. Okay, I'm going to answer this because usually what we do is we address comments in the chat that are aligned with the current topic. But I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt because I think that it looks like this is your first time here. So, what do we need in January? I think we need a striker so that we can mix things up a bit. I don't know if that makes sense. It looks like I did share this in the wrong place. We need a striker that's more of a traditional striker than a hybrid number nine. We have a lot of hybrid number nines. We need to mix it up a bit. We need to be able to mix it up, or we can get a traditional number nine that's capable of dropping deep, participating in the play. But if you want him to apply himself as a traditional number nine, he'll be able to do that. But we don't have that now. We have Mark Gui, but he's not there yet, as you can see. Just give me 1 second. Let me correct something here. Yeah, so for me, a number nine, not necessarily strictly a traditional number nine. If you get my point, if we can get, you can say the sort of number nine in the mode of what's his name, in mode of Harry Kane, who's capable of playing as a number nine. He can also create chances for his teammates. I think that would be the more suitable profile of number nine that we should be looking for, and that would do well. That will you say, yeah, that would do well under Enzo Maresca. If you go for stereotypical number nines, I think that person probably will have problems adjusting to the manager's approach. Yeah, and they're not going to be playing that much, if that makes sense. But thank you for that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Doesn't pick up his gun, yeah, but it's not going to be that simple to sell him. You see how difficult, again, when we tried to sell Benchwell, how difficult it was. It still is how difficult it is to sell Benchwell, so to speak. So in this case, his salary will not be an issue, but I don't see us selling him, accepting, okay, we'll take an L here, and because I don't think we'll get as much, up to 50% of how much we paid for him. So so he's gone. It sounds easy to say he's gone, just like a lot of people were saying Benchwell is gone. I knew a lot of people believed, that may well still be the case, that it's going to be difficult for him, you said, to find game time under the manager. We've always known that would be the case. So, but a lot of people have also known that selling him would be very difficult. It's not as easy as a lot of people make it out to be. I think we know that. But that's by the way. Let's see what else we have here. Big up to you to 90 minutes, part minutes. As big up to you to the only place for Mudryk now is minutes in the League Cup, FA Cup. Yeah, that's for me. That would be enough to you can say for him to show that he should be starting in the Premier League and or maybe other. Let's just leave it at that. But I'm not too sure what's going to happen. I'm not the manager. Hello to you too, JC. Nice to see you. I do hope um you're doing well. Yep. Let's see. What else we have? Yeah. See, good answer there. By the way. Agenda for next window: get rid of Fofana, Disasi, and look for proper CV. I don't think the club sells Fofana. I think he will pick up form and will still be here. And he's showing. He's picking up form, but the last game he was he was awful. Maybe add Badiashile. Badiashile may well leave if it doesn't show. Yeah, he is Chelsea level. Let's see. Mudryk will be spoiled up by the arrival and top shelf player in Jadon Sancho, Felix, and Neto. Let's not give up on Mudryk. I'm not giving up. We're just having a conversation. When we're trying to be as objective as possible. How many seasons now, and he hasn't ripped up. He hasn't performed at the level that a lot of people can believe he can, or maybe hoping that he can perform. But there's still time. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the lines, coach. No magical coffee. I have my coffee. I can't function. I can't wake up 2 a.m. Start preparing, doing some research for a show without without coffee. It's going to be really, really difficult. Fans are overhyping Sancho. I don't think we are overhyping him. Here's the thing. I'm quite sure you've heard me talk about him too. A lot of people even before he joined us knew that he's a good player. And if you followed what's been happening at United, you'd know that I think his relationship with Eric Ten Hag is the reason he didn't do well there. I think the last time he finished a whole season with them, I can't remember how many games he played. He finished as the second most creative player in terms of chances he created. And I think here's the thing. Yeah, I get it. It's people again. You could argue some I think your point is we should be cautiously, maybe that, and I'm not sure if that's really exactly what you're trying to say. Cautiously optimistic. But if you knew Sancho before he joined United, you know that he's a good player. And if you followed him and you did again see that after going out on loan to Borussia Dortmund, he helped them reach the Champions League final, you'd know that's a good player there. So if anything, yeah, the problem is with the manager, how he handled his the little issue maybe he had with Sancho. And if people are arguing that he has attitude issue, there's no pattern to that. If anything, the pattern I'm seeing at United is that Ten Hag is falling out with Garnacho, Ronaldo, was a former French international in Anthony Martial, and then Sancho, and also Harry Maguire too. Yeah, so if that makes sense. All right, let's see what else we have here. Unfortunately, Mudryk is not better than all of the front four options. He's just different. He's not better than them. He's just different. Sancho is a much better dribbler, in my opinion, except until proven otherwise. So I think they differ in so many ways. Let's see if that happens. Why are you comparing Sancho to Hazard? Who did that? Who compared them? Let's see. I hope we will know our team players before the 10th game. I think we will, but it looks like the manager will be rotating a lot. Seven even Murphy saying Sancho is still Man United's third, actually not second, most creative player at this moment. Yeah, and they sold him. I think they just had to because it doesn't look like Ten Hag is willing to look beyond the issue they had to accommodate him and allow him to do his thing. But that's why we're going to move on to the next item we have lined up here. Enzo Maresca here, if he doesn't need to tell us this, I think we were all quick to learn that, yeah, he's brutal in terms of decision making, doesn't beat about the bush, lets you know how he feels about you, whether you're part of the squad or not. So we'll move on from that. There you go. We have this one. Tidbits from Maresca's interview. Let's read. what we have here. This says we are ahead of where I expected. Okay, to be honest, since I have started, the players have been open-minded and they are taking in all of our information of all of okay off the ball. We have already pressed in 4 or 5 different ways. On the ball, it depends on how the opposition defend, because we try to find a different solution. So I think we learned quickly that he's a very flexible manager. Yes, then the only thing we know, the basics of his approach is that he likes to dominate in terms of keeping the ball. Beyond that, there are other things he does a lot. I'd say he's dynamic. He's not bent on using one particular approach and not adapt to the opposition's approach. That's one thing that makes me happy. Unlike our ex, to be more specific, there we try to adapt. Just okay. Just we talk. Just let's see. I stopped here. Then here it says against Crystal Palace and in the friendly game against Inter Milan, we played in one way, and then in the others we played in different ways. Yep, you have to pay attention. That's a particular starting structure, usually 4-2-3-1. But if you pay attention to the application, you see that yeah, we do a lot differently once the man in the middle blows the whistle. If that makes sense, we try to adapt how the opposition defend and how they attack and prepare for the game. That makes me very happy. Enzo Maresca on closer relationship with players. They are all friends of mine because my experience as a player, I like to be quite close with the players because they need to feel the head coach wants them to be close in every aspect, not only football. Good relationship, bond, maybe if you prefer. Most of the time we are talking about football, but in general, I like to be quite close with the players. Enzo Maresca again says you have to be honest with them, the players there, because they realize when you are not. I think we've read that part, so that is good to see. I think he does come across as a good man manager, and that can players like that. And Jabulani. Zumari saying, what's your view on Chelsea signing any of the following players: Vlahovic, Gyökeres, Oli Watkins, Kudus as our striker? Kudus is not a striker. I think we have too many players that can fulfill the role. I don't know why we don't need Kudus. Remember, we still have what's his name, Messinho coming as soon as 2025. Actually, I don't think we need Kudus anymore. I think we have numbers in that department, good enough players. Maybe for the attackers, I don't think it'd be Vlahovic anymore. I think if anything, it'd be Gyökeres. Maybe Oli Watkins because his Premier League experience, but I'm not too sure what's going to happen. But I'd rather we go for Gyökeres. A lot of people were a bit reluctant last season because that was his first season in top flight football after playing in the championship. But I was telling people, even if you look at his numbers in the championship, he's performed consistently. Season after season, he's been scoring loads of goals. And in the championship, it wasn't like they don't have goalkeepers there. They do have goalkeepers there. He had to put the ball past the goalkeepers to score goals, but people judge footballers how they want. If that makes sense. Yep, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Okay, we get to that. We're not gonna just read yours and move on. But Nemaya, thank you for that contribution. Usually West Ham overpower us with their team height. Suchek, Thomas Suchek. Okay, he says used to score whenever they got a corner. This time it will be slightly different. I would like to see Viega instead of Kukurea. Let's see what the manager does. I understand. He's a beast. He's good aerially too and can defend very well. So let's hear your thoughts. Are you looking forward to the game? Let's hear your thoughts before we move on. What do we have? Do we have any other news item? Any more news items? Let me check. One more maybe. Comparison of Nicholas Jackson and Christopher Nkunku goals per game. 1.18 for Christopher Nkunku, 0.55 for Nicholas Jackson. Open play goals, 0.39 for Nkunku, 0.27 for Nicholas Jackson. Shots, 3.54. Okay, 2.73 for Nicholas Jackson per 90 minutes, all of them this season. Chances created, Nkunku is created more. Jackson 1.36 to Nkunku 2.36. Touches 72 in total to Jackson's 33. Not bad, but I don't think it's really necessary to start comparing them, in my opinion. So, are you looking forward to the game? If that's the case, do let me know. Let's hear what you have to say before we move on. I think the next thing we have to do is to start previewing the game, and then as soon as we can get to the lineup prediction exercise as soon as possible before we round off. We're getting closer and closer to 23,000 subscribers. We're currently at 22,990 subscribers. Yeah, just 10 more subscribers to get to 23,000 subscribers. We're getting there. So keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. And if you're following the show on X, kindly take a second, drop a like on the video, share the video, and also follow our X account to help us reach 5,000 followers on X as soon as possible. We'd really appreciate that. So 17 likes, we can do a lot better than that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. That's good coffee. All right, looks like again I've asked you, are you looking forward to the game? Looks like nobody wants to respond, so we'll move on. Let's start the match preview exercise, bro. But did I miss any news? Did I forgot to bring one up? I think we've covered all of them. All right. Are you looking forward to the game? Chelsea away to West Ham United, a very strong side, always physical. They've changed the beat under the new manager, but still very physical. You know them. Bowen, there's Paquita, there's Antonio, a beast. He's always done well whenever he played against us. Kudus, that's the guy I fear the most. How are we going to deal with him? He's an excellent dribbler. Hardly, again, whenever he starts to dribble, he completes it. Hardly ever. Uh, you hardly see him start to dribble and not finish it. But that's, by the way, we have a Wycliffe Barrow saying, I'd like Nkunku to start all the goals he scored them coming from the bench. And here's something else. With regards to that comment you have on the screen there, let's talk about it. I don't know if any of you saw the comment um where Enzo Maresca did say something to the effect of that we created a lot of chances, but we lacked quality inside the box. That was why he brought on Nkunku. I may not, again. I don't think in terms of, I'm paraphrasing here because I can't quite remember the exact words uh, he used in that particular for that comment. So my point is, Jackson, he needs to. I don't think. Enzo Maresca is the sort of manager who will, you can say, keep playing Jackson if he's missing a lot of chances. I'm not saying he's a bad player by any stretch of imagination. No, and I'm not. He does everything right except the most important thing. Irrespective of how he finished last season, if he doesn't start, there are again. Let me just. I think the most correct. His biggest problem is that in most cases, he doesn't shoot instinctively. Or you could rephrase that and say he doesn't have the instinct of a striker. Just like, for instance, look at 20-year-old John Duran. Whenever he gets the opportunity, he shoots. Doesn't need, in most cases, to take a first touch. But in Jackson's case, it just seems as if he always, almost needs a first touch before deciding what to do. And you don't need to be playing that sort of person in that area. Even what's his name? Cole Palmer, who isn't a number 9, he shoots instinctively. Nkunku does shoot instinctively. What's his name? João Felix shoots instinctively. Yeah. But Nicholas Jackson almost always needs a first touch. There are some instances, again, when you look at some of the chances, again, that fell to him, you'd know that somebody like Nkunku would shoot one time without trying to get without attempting a first touch. I think if Nicholas Jackson can at least practice shooting instinctively, I think his overall goals tally will improve because he does everything as correctly, makes intelligent runs and everything, but just be efficient in front of goal. He's never done that. Um, and I don't think Maresca, well, I don't think, again, he's the sort of manager that will keep playing him if that continues. I think he will, at one point, start giving other players opportunities and tell them you need to improve. I hope we don't get to that. I'd rather him start on the flanks and Nkunku start as number 9, because Nkunku, if the chances come to him, be rest assured he put away majority of chances that come his way. He's not perfect, but we all know he's a better finisher than Nicholas Jackson. So why play Jackson consistently there and leave Nkunku on the bench? And on 2 occasions he's come off the bench, I think, and scored for us. It just doesn't make sense. But let's see what happens. All right, let's see what else we have. They keep dropping the likes on the stream. Again, that the game on Saturday, I'd rather Nkunku start over Nicholas Jackson, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't know why the manager's decision. I get it. Maybe let's say because if we play against a very tight defensive line, I'd rather we start Nkunku, because he knows that the slightest of spaces he find, he makes the most out of it, most of it, in inside the box. But Nicholas Jackson, as I've said before, will almost always attempt to first touch before shooting. He doesn't shoot instinctively. And yeah, but let's see what happens here. And he probably, I hope he heard what the manager said, something to the effect of, we created a lot of chances, but we didn't have quality. Yeah, I think the specific word he used to qualify the situation was that with 2 words, we didn't 3 words maybe, we didn't have that's 4. We didn't have quality inside the box. So if Jackson is paying attention, he better improve. Chelsea 3 and Nkunku, Palmer, Sancho. Okay, we'll get to that in a bit. I keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Let's see what else we have here. I see Jackson being dropped. If he misses, again, he's laughing. Nkunku is good. He knows how to lock his foot to score. Okay, Nkunku has excellent close control. Yeah. Jackson is a good player, but Nkunku deserves to start over him. Yep, he's a much better finisher. But if you need a more physical player in terms, but there's no need. Even if you can be physical, if you can't finish, then you still it's still a huge issue. Which was why I said he does everything well, but doesn't do the most important thing efficiently and consistently, which is put away the chances, majority of the chances when they come your way. And do that consistently. But it doesn't look like it's his thing right now. And until that happens, I think very soon Maresca, he'd have no option than to jump into the bench. Jackson is a good player, but Nkunku deserves to start over him. Nkunku is arguably our best finisher, both feet, even with his head. Jackson really needs to work on his finishing. And I don't know if you guys saw the maybe I think it'd be correct to call it conversation between the fans, where Chelsea fans told Nani Madueke is a personal trainer. I think that's the correct way. That's the correct term for it, to help Nicholas Jackson, and he responded by saying, "I'm available." But I don't know if Jackson can just swallow his pride and accept. Yeah, he needs to improve. And I think he's actually one of last season's post games. He agreed he has to improve in that aspect. But spend money, get somebody. I think it will help you improve again in terms of being efficient in front of goal. If that makes sense. Jackson is pretty slow in his thinking and decision making. He needs to practice pauses on the time because constraints, or play chess with a timer. Wow, that's a good solution. Naturally, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. We're not hyping him. You're crying. You sold him to us. And has he ever actually? Did he ever win a Man of the Match award at United? And it took him just 45 minutes to do that at Chelsea. So you're crying. You made a mistake, and look how much you paid for him. We're gonna pay for him 25 million pounds, and I'm quite sure I don't see any situation where we don't pay that. I don't see that. And in your case, look, remember how much you paid for Mason Mount. So just keep crying. I think people in the chat will help you with tissue so you don't wet your clothes. For me, Enzo should improve too. Otherwise, he will be dropped. He's not going to drop. He's actually one of our most important players. Why do you think, in my opinion, I think is the reason why we did find it difficult to control the game in our last match, if you don't know. But I get where you're coming from. Naturalini, sorry for you. Yes, Nkunku up front should start, says, should start together with Sancho on the left, supported by Lavia. Lavia, I don't know whether he gets to play. I'm not sure. The last time I checked, the report read something to the effect of uh, Lavia undergoing his recovery process, something to that effect. So I'm not quite sure, but we'll see. I would swap. But yeah, tell him he had it coming. He didn't want to shut up. Now look at what you're doing to yourself, Naturalini. You just shut up and enjoy the show. Don't come here and start a fight. Yeah, I was I would swap two Mason Mounts for one Sancho, but wait, did you say two Sancho for one Mount? I like that one, in all honesty, but he's crying. They want him to fail so badly, but he's such a good player, he's not gonna fail at Chelsea. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening, and I'm glad our manager realized that and says Sancho just needs love. He needs trust, and I think and naturally, if you're paying attention, you should. I think you should by now know that yeah, the Manchester United's biggest problem is Eric Ten Hag. Look how many players he's fallen out with. I think I've mentioned, I've read them out for the audience. One, Harry Maguire, Anthony Martial, Garnacho, Cristiano Ronaldo, just to name a few. Yeah, he likes to throw players under the bus. Does that make sense to you? So you cannot come here and start saying that we're hyping him. We know he's a good player, and I'm not into hyping player. I knew Sancho before you guys paid that much. How much you guys that ridiculous fee you guys paid for him? Yeah, and signed him from Dortmund. Yeah, and what happened if you think he's a bad player? What happened when he went back to Dortmund? He helped. He helped them get to Champions League final. Yeah. So I'm not sure what you're trying to say here. Just quickly before we move on, we're bringing it back for to all the members. If today is your birthday, or if you have a sibling um who's celebrating his or her birthday, let us know so we can celebrate with them. We can shout them out with balloons, fireworks, and everything. Let's see what else we have here. I see Palace beating Manchester United. Anything else? Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Wasn't it Fernandez and Sanchez? Yeah, exactly. What does that show you? They know that their biggest issue is the manager and not the player. Bruno Fernandez knows what the player Sancho is. Yeah, doesn't he? Didn't even care whether the manager sees this comment or not. A big up to you too, Tobago. Nice to see you, Tobago. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 19 likes. I know we haven't streamed for a while, but 19 likes, that's too low, people. Let's get the likes up. Let's try and get it to 100 likes as soon as possible. What else do we have here? Sancho feels at home. Exactly. That's the sort of comment I'm looking for. Yep. Sancho feels at home. I like that comment there. He feels at home. Again, let me just give me 1 second. This deserves some. This we deserve to celebrate that. What am I looking for here? Yep, Sancho deserved. I may have used the wrong icon there. Let me read that again. Sancho feels at home already. Yep, he said again. He said it himself on the interview. Okay, the Man U fans should just yeah, should just let him be. They should, and the truth remains. Sancho is truly at home. He was born in London, and he's always supported Chelsea. So he's at home. One of the reasons why he would do well at Chelsea. A fresh start and a manager who trusts him and a manager who really wants, again, we've been looking a player like him, versatile enough to play centrally and also on either flanks. And that's him. He fits all those the descriptions, if that makes sense. So we got a good deal there for 25 million pounds, and they paid, was it 100 million? I can't quite remember. Yeah. So nice to see you, Tabeho, and thank you for doing that. And yes, people, keep dropping the likes. Let's get the likes up. 20 likes, we can do a lot better than that. Not a lot of views, but that's another issue. We haven't streamed consistently at this time. If you haven't, take a second, drop a like on the stream, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. So we go. All right. No more news items there. We're gonna go. Let's see. 19 minutes plus Port Minister said Sancho feels at home already. I said in himself, yep, I think I've read that. Sorry that I went back to it again. Anything else to read here? No matter what, if Sancho is doing well, Maresca shouldn't make a mistake by dropping him. No. It's not going to play. Even if you're doing well, you don't play every game. They're not machines. They're humans. You burn them out. And I've heard the club use such languages not to overload players. It makes sense because yeah, it just seems we're cursed with injuries. So we want to be sure we're not doing anything wrong on our path, leading to lots of our players getting injured at the same time. Yep, Sancho. Yep, was always a Chelsea fan. Yep, has always been a Chelsea fan. Okay, yes. What else do we have here? Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Sancho will cook. He's already cooking. He will cook a lot more. That's what I'd like to hear, really. All right, we get into the game. Yeah, let's look at it. Against West Ham United, let's go as usual. The tradition of voting. I think there's nothing objective here. As a Chelsea fan, I'm going to vote that we're going to beat them, and I think probably it's going to be 60% plus. I haven't voted yet. If I voted, you see the outcome of my vote here. I think 60% of people. That's how many participants. It's not going to show me the sample size until I vote. So I think it will be 60% plus. We'll believe that Chelsea will beat them, but let's see. Ooh, I missed it. So 71% believes that Chelsea will beat West Ham United. 11% thinks it ends in a draw. 18% thinks West Ham United will beat us at home, at their home. Tough. Heston, the London Stadium. I think we've been again. I trust our match again. Traveling fans to be as excellent as usual, as vociferous maybe as usual. That's a plus, and I think our away form has been excellent since last season. Actually, we did a lot better away than we did at home. But let's see. We'll look at insights, look at a lot of stuff. Players to watch. Let's see. Here we have you hope Sancho scores. Okay, I think that's what you're trying to say there. Yeah, let's cook. Next signing of Chelsea should be Boniface. He said he doesn't want to play in the Premier League. He wants to play in the Spanish League or the German Bundesliga. I think if we're gonna sign, I mean, I think he wouldn't be a bad signing. He can fulfill the number 9 role. He's excellent on the ball. He has pace. He's a good dribbler. Can create chances also for his teammates. He's not just stereotypical number 9. Coach, you may recall when I say Sancho will shock a lot of people as the lion in him will manifest at Chelsea. Chelsea is coming up. World is yet to witness this. Yeah, I remember you said that, and I'm confident too. I know we're going to have a good season. And I said before we're going to finish in top 4. We have a bad away record against Manchester United. Yeah, against them, that may well be an exception. But we have a new manager. Let's see. Leave me alone, please. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. So let's look. Injuries. Okay. Falkrog is out for them. I remember that manager is Lopetegui. Julian, I think he had the opportunity to coach Real Madrid at one point. How many years? Was that 5 years ago? I can't quite remember when. Let's see. What else do we have here? Okay, thank you for that information. Anything else? Victor Boniface is one of my boys. Yeah, I like him, but he doesn't want to play in the Premier League. So for Chelsea, Drewsbury Hall illness, he should be available for selection. That has been for a few days now. Malo Gusto hamstring. Did he train? Because the last time I didn't see anything I did see it. I saw something with regards to his fitness. He read something to the effect of he did read something to the effect of Gusto still undergoing his recovery. What's the language they usually use? Process. I'm not sure if he's ready. Reece James definitely not ready. Romeo Lavia, I don't think starts this game, even if he's trained, even if he's been training with the team, even if it's maybe commenced full training. I think I'm not sure what's going to happen anyway. It says Romeo Lavia return date late September. Let's just go with that. Omari Kellyman, hamstring injury, early October, proper chance. Gusto, I think Gusto probably will play. But I don't know if you're in the chat. Has he trained? Did he participate in full training or did he train separately? I don't know really. But I want to know. If Gusto doesn't play, okay, they had Fofana right back. We may well see that. Tosin comes in, so maybe if Gusto isn't fully fit, we may well not want to risk him. Here's Fortmore's predicted lineup, and forget the starting structure. We know the application is very different. Between the stakes, Sanchez, two centre backs, Tosin. I'm happy to see Tosin there, but that we're not too sure whether the manager would do that. But I would like to see him start games for us in the Premier League. He brings again, I think he can lead that back line effectively. He's always calm, doesn't panic. But at times when we've had Fofana and Kowa in the central area as centre backs, whenever we concede, they start panicking. If the opposition pressure us a lot, they start panicking. But with Tosin, you don't see that. He knows how to calm things down. They believe Kukurea will start in the left back position. I think he will. Yep, I think Enzo Fernandez comes into he's gonna stop this game. Say what you like about him. I think we missed him in the last game. His absence was one of the reasons why we struggled to control the game. But unfortunately, a lot of people see football on a surface level, and I don't blame them. Yeah, Kopama, Mudryk. I think Mudryk may well start, but I think Sancho starts. But the question now is who starts on the right hand side because Neto can also start there. Yep, Neto can also start there. Mudryk can start. Number 9, I wouldn't start Nicholas Jackson, but that's their predicted lineup. We may well still see Nicholas Jackson start and Nkunku on the bench because the manager, as we've seen, there's a pattern to his selection approach. I think probably he prefers playing Nkunku in Europe. Yeah, I mean it's Europe, irrespective of what you think of it. Um, it's still European football. But that's by the way, let's look at insights. That's important. Pay attention here. And I'm going to say this disclaimer. Uh, Again, us predicting the game based on what we learn from the insights doesn't certainly say that that's how what the outcome of the game would be. It just gives us a good idea with regards to the possible outcome of that particular game. But it doesn't suggest, it doesn't mean that certainly whatever we say will be the outcome of the game will be the outcome of the game, if that makes sense. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. We have 21 likes. We can do a lot better than that. We've been streaming for how many? For how long? 1 hour and 4 minutes, and we have just 21 likes. Okay. Again, we haven't streamed at this time consistently for a while now, so it's understandable. Coach, he says, Coach, this this is a game that Nani Palmer should cook on the right. They don't. Okay, listen. I'm gonna be honest here. Under Lupatoglu, I can't pronounce his name. Let me look at the spelling again. Maybe that will help me. Lopetogu. Okay, Julian. Let me just call him Julian. I don't really know how they play. I know he's an attack-minded manager. That was when he coached Real Madrid. Correct me if I'm wrong. And the Spanish national team, actually, I think he did that too. I think he was the Spanish national team manager, and then Real Madrid came calling. He quit the Spanish national team and became Real Madrid's manager, and he didn't last that much. But let's see. Audience on YouTube is really down today. People are seriously, at least we know who's watching Arsenal games. All right. But usually we have again when you don't stream consistently, these things happen, and this the transfer window is shut too. But let's see what else we have here. If not for Fana at right back, I am thinking we'll try Casado at right back. I think Casado will stay central. Yeah, if Lavia isn't available, I think Casado will stay central. I think we Fofana can fulfill the right back role effectively, but maybe not invert. Then Kukure will be inverting on the other side. I'm thinking we try Casado at right back and he inverts into midfield just like he did for Deservi. Maybe I don't know if the manager would do that, but let's see what happens. For this match, I usually don't do that really. All right, more likes, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Let's get the likes up, people. We have 21 likes. We can do a lot better than that. We still have 28 people watching. Let's get it up. We have to make sure we win because I see all the clubs are dropping points. Yeah, we will do our prediction show later in the day on the sister channel. I'm not sure what time, but we'll definitely do it. We want to make it a weekly thing and we want to stream that consistently. Hopefully, Tobeho will have the time to be with me on the panel later today. So let's go on. Let's look at the insights here. For insights, West Ham United have scored 6 goals in their last 5 matches. Okay. We have scored 11 goals in our last 5 matches. In one game, we scored 6. That was against against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Okay. They have been awarded the most penalties. If you start reading this, you'd think that they've been awarded like at least 4 or 5 penalties, but just one. This season. Okay. And here okay. We average 2 goals per match. That's important to me, but it didn't say this. We average 2 goals per match, but if you look at it there, you could argue the same thing too. Yeah, because they scored. Okay, they scored one here, scored two here, scored. So no, they don't. They don't. 1 point something will be theirs. Jared Bowen has the most shots on target per match for West Ham United. If you start reading that, you think that it's a lot. 0.8, close to 1 per game, but not bad. Cole Palmer is ranked second in big chances created in the competition, 4 in total in just how many games? 3 games? 4 games in total? Yeah, in 4 games. That's not bad. That's one per game. That's one yeah, big chance at least per game. So that's two things there. That's good sign for us. We've averaged 2 goals per game this season. The best is you could say one or maybe close to one because they scored one here. They scored just one here, 2 here, 1 here. So probably not up to one. Yeah, 0 point something per game. They don't score a lot. So I think we probably we will nick this one. It will be a tough game where we concede, but I think we'll get a win. But that's my opinion anyway. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. I will come back and we will continue. What else do we have here? Let me read more comments and then come back to the panel. We have to make sure we win because I see all the clubs are dropping points. That's important. I think we'll win this one by a long. We will concede, but we will outscore them. City's best. City beat West Ham. That's a bit mixed up there, and I don't want to start stressing my brain to try to figure out what you're trying to say there. Apologies. We need to lock out Kudus, neutralize Suchek, bottle up Antonio, and we ought to shoot for goals. Yep, and also for goals. Let's see. I think we will concede, but we will outscore them. And the metaphor was saying, I heard Badi and Disasi leaving in January might well bring back a Chalaba. We're not going to bring. We'll look to sign a much better player. Wickler Barish is saying, let's hope for another masterclass, a clean sheet performance from Sanchez. I hope he does what they say. Goalkeepers can win you trophies. I think we did see what that means on that day. We did experience what that means on that day. He was brilliant, and had it not been in his brilliance between the sticks, would be maybe discussing a 4-1 loss right now, a 3-1 loss. Yep. Sis balloons on air. Okay, let's see what happens. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Let's get back to this. Okay, let's talk about the match. West Ham United is playing at home against Chelsea at London Stadium. We know that. This is round 5. That's week 5. Predicted lineup, we've seen that. The current head-to-head record for the... Okay. Let's just look at it ourselves here. Where's the head-to-head record here? Do we have it here? Anyway. They've changed the way this is displayed. Okay, let's go head-to-head. There you go. Give me 1 second here. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 23 likes. We should be doing a lot better than that. I want us to round up as soon as possible. I don't want us to dwell on this. And by the way, the total sample size is 15,352 participants. Not a bad size, but it doesn't tell you anything. Even if a lot more people will almost always tell you that Chelsea will beat West Ham, even if it's played in the bedroom of their coach. Yeah. Nothing objective about that, so don't trust it. So it's an opinion driven outcome. The outcome of the poll here will almost always be opinion driven. Will always, actually, to be more specific there. So the head to head thing isn't showing. I'm not sure why that's the case, and I don't want to stay there. Let's go back to the preview and use oh my goodness, that's annoying, really. Seriously annoying. It's not even answering, let alone... Okay, there you go. Gosh. All right, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go along with. Sincerely do appreciate you all. Let's see the head-to-head thing here, where that shows. The current head-to-head for the teams are West Ham United 8 wins, Chelsea 14 wins, and 5 draws. So, but I don't usually... That's just for... You can say for educational purpose only. Not that it tells you who wins the next one. Because the past is the past. The team's current form is important. For the team's current form, in 5 games, Chelsea have won 3, lost 1, and drawn 1. For West Ham United, in 5 games, they've lost 2, won 2, and drawn 1. And how many goals did they concede? Conceded 1 here, 3 here against Manchester City at home. That's 4 in total. Conceded 2 more here, 6 in total. And how many goals did we concede in 5 games in total? We conceded 2 here. Okay, 2 more here. That's 4. 1 more here, 5 here. That's 6. And how many? Pretty even there, because they conceded 2 here. Okay, and the 3 here. That's 5, 6. But I don't think this game ends in a draw, because we're averaging 2 goals per game, and theirs is at just about 1 or maybe 0 point something. Not exactly. Because in terms of their how many goals they score per game. So I think, listen, going back what we've just looked at, I think Chelsea would nick this one. They will concede, but I think we'll still beat them. If they score 2, we'll score 3. But let me just stick with... I think this is the sort of game we'll concede more than a goal. I think we'll beat them 3-2. And if you're in the chat, let's hear your opinion with regards to what you think the outcome will be. Before we get to the lineup prediction exercise, the form part, not easy. But let's hear you. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all. Something else I want to check here. There we go. It was Tabeo who showed me how to find that on this site. I think they've changed a lot. And not matches head to head will show me that. See how many times how well we've done. Okay, home. There you go. I found it here. I found what I'm looking for here. So at home, it's not been great for us. So Tobago, he did say that in chat. Even though we've been doing well, we've done better again away from home, but against West Ham United, the story is different. So in 2020, they beat us 3-1. At the London Stadium, 1-1 draw in 2023, so to speak, August. In February 2023, 1-1 draw. December 21, they beat us 3-2 at home. And then April 21, we beat them 1-0 at the London Stadium. And before that, 3-2. Wow. Yeah, for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 home games, we one win for us, one draw, and then three wins for them. Yeah, and then 3-1 here, 3-2 here. Yeah, it's gonna be again, but this doesn't tell you what happens. I think we've changed, and they have a different manager now. And for me, it's not gonna be in terms of. I don't know. I haven't really watched West Ham under Julian Lupetegu. Is that how you pronounce his name again? I'm sorry if I'm butchering his last name. But that's by the way. Again, my prediction is that we're gonna beat them by 3 goals to 2. I don't think we will concede, coach. I hope so, but I think we will concede. Until we sort out the midfield. And if Lavia doesn't play, most definitely we will concede because for me, he's the most effective in terms of protecting our defensive line. As much as I like Moses to say that still I think he still lacks a little bit in terms of again his ability to read games and protect his team effectively. He's not quite there yet. I know he will get there, but not yet. And let's see. And you could argue the manager's demand in terms of application is also. I'm not saying that's an issue, but chances are that's also an issue there. We cannot lose, otherwise the ownership drama will start. I don't want that. Yeah, if we lose, it becomes crazy online. So yeah, I think we're gonna beat them 2-1. Let's get to the lineup prediction exercise, and there you go with that. Anything else I wanted to look at here? Yep, our schedule is gonna be tight. We play them tomorrow, and then tomorrow being 21st, and then in 3 days' time we will play Barrow, and then after Barrow's games, which on the 24th in 4 days time we'll play Brighton. So the reason I'm looking at this to see whether there's a need for rotation, I think there is because the games are coming in thick and fast. I don't think the manager would want to overload any players, and I'm quite sure you've heard that language too from the club. We don't want to overload players. We want to ensure again. Yeah, I think my understanding of the whole thing I've read with regards to the overload the briefs with the language overload is that we're trying to make sure maybe we believe the loads on the players we put on the players you can argue with what some of the load again on the players was one of the reasons why we had so many players injured at the same time. If that makes sense. So Sanchez will keep his place, no question there. Not even an argument at this point. If anything, I've told people I think the arrival of Philip Jorgensen, who you could say who's a good competition, maybe has led to him upping his game a notch. I think he's been excellent, in my opinion. He's been excellent, shot stopping, distribution. You can say whatever you want, and he proved again in the last game. He's capable of helping us. He's capable of helping us win games because if it wasn't for his brilliance between the sticks, we'd be discussing a 4-1 loss or 3-1 loss to you know, yeah. So I think he keeps his place. Not even an argument at this point until maybe I hope he continues showing the sort of form he showed. Honestly, I do like it. But that's by the way. I'm not sure whose name is Pochettino out. I'm I'm not sure who's that. May I know who's joined the panel, please? You are definitely going to the H place to Beho. I thought you've moved on from the.
I thought you moved on from the.
All right. Okay, we have to be on the panel. And thank you so much for finding the time to join me on the panel, bro. I appreciate you deciding to come keep your bro company here. Robert Sanchez, I think he keeps his place, no question at all. He's been brilliant since the start of the season. Um, I, I, I don't know, irrespective of whether you're one of those who that the can who that believe or who believes if you believe that eventually that Philip Jorgensen will become the number one, I think you'd have to agree now. If you're being truthful to yourself, he hasn't. He hasn't. Again, he deserves to keep his place. It's that simple, really, and I think he will. He's been brilliant. He's proven again. Everything about him has improved, honestly. But let's say, Tabel, do you have anything to say? Robert Sanchez, he keeps the place. He keeps his place between the sticks. No need to change that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Sanchez keep his place.
Mm. All right, Tabel, let's hear you. The back four. What do you think happens? Who starts where?
Marco Correa left back,
Mm-hmm.
Levi Colwell left center back,
All right.
All right.
Tosin Adibayoyo.
Just forget his last name,
Uh,
Justin
Just forget
Tosin,
his last
because
name,
you
Justin
butchered
Person,
it.
because you butchered it.
I apologize. Wesley Fofana on the right back.
Yeah, but I think I agree. Can we talk about Gusto? Do you know where we're at with his fitness?
Yeah, I don't think Malo Gusto is ready.
Okay. And I don't think it makes sense to risk it if Fafana can indeed fulfill that role. I think he will. Yeah. And the application means actually if this guy, Kukurea, if he inverts to the center area, because probably ends of whoever starts here will be somewhere here, like 3-2-4-1 structure, right? I think probably
I
he'll
think
still be
probably
operating
he's
as a
still the
center back.
Yes, I
Just
agree with you. And then,
just
yeah.
and also with Fofana, you can see the way he plays. He's so good in terms of ball carrier. He
Mhm.
defend very good rather than Disasi. Disasi, we all love him, but again, against Bournemouth, we were so lucky. He was so awful that they couldn't punish us that side. They
And
created
there wasn't
chances,
even
but
and there
pressure on
wasn't
him
even
that
pressure
much.
on him
That's
that
that's the
much.
surprising
exactly.
thing
That's
on that day.
that's
Yes, for me, Disasi rather play in the Carabao Cup, maybe in the Conference League for now, until he prove himself. Because during against West Ham, we need players that will be focused.
Yeah, we need to concentrate. They have a very sharp players. We'll go back to discussing players to watch. Kudus definitely for me, and Antonio, who seemed to turn into a beast whenever they play against Chelsea. He's a physical specimen and not easy to to defend against. We might get a goal from unlikely source like Viega or Tosin. I don't think Viega starts this game. I think if except if Enzo Fernandez isn't ready, but if he is, I think he plays. For the first time, this channel starts a Sanchez coach. The don't delete our old screenshot until we put the try. No, here's the thing. Even before, I've always said again. That's I get it. I'm still arguing. I'm one of those that believe that eventually that Jorgensen will become the number one, but that time isn't now, and I'll tell you that. No, I don't remember doing a lineup where we're objective. Even when I follow people's suggestion, I still tell them I think Sanchez starts because he hasn't done anything wrong. You can go rewatch those videos. Yeah. So a lot of people, even after the season, I was telling people his numbers show how actually he did better than Petrovic. If you remember that, I think Vic will remember if he's here. So I don't argue blindly. Really, you should know that. Don't don't delete. Oh, no, I will not. I don't delete videos. If you come, I will explain why I told you. I can. I presented whatever argument I presented at the time. Casado right back, Lavian is a midfield. And is Let me ask you this: is Lavia ready?
He's back, but I'm not sure he's ready. Again, just like Malu Gusto, we don't need to rush them unless maybe in the second half, just to give them minutes.
Yeah, I don't think Lavia starts this game. Where's Petrovic? Don't forget those screenshots. No, you cannot. I'm not. I don't flip flop in terms of argument. I made the argument. I started saying, yeah, Sanchez finished the season better than Petrovic. And when people said again that he panics, I told them, here's the reason. May well be because he didn't play that much on that Deservy. And again, I save it. It's good. It's good for it's good. It's good conversation. It's not a fight. You know that. I don't care. I argue objectively all the time. I don't argue blindly. And I'm quite sure you remember when I said, yeah, he finished the season better than Petrovic did. Yeah, and numbers will tell you that too. And I think I did talk about numbers too. But yeah, good. Bring it up. It's That's why it's a show and we have fun. So I think Fofana may well start here if Gusto isn't ready. I think Tosin is needed. I get it. He didn't start the last game, but the manager he sensed it that we need to calm down a bit. We needed to calm down a bit. In its absence, we were everywhere until he came on. I think he settled the nerves of our defensive line, was calm as usual. We do need them. And I've seen people argue, and actually, I blindly, again, I believe that the argument, I think it was an ex, somebody saying that Tosin's biggest problem is that he's not quick. It turns out he's actually one of our quickest defenders. The only issue I've always had with Tosin is that sometimes he comes across as nonchalant or maybe too casual to my liking. Which again, the sort of thing you see John Stones, the sort of you can say the sort of how John Stones came across when he was still at Everton. But I think, and another issue I had with him is how he often leaves his line to participate in the play up, sometimes up to somewhere here, which leading to him leaving space here. But I think again, I've had that conversation where I said if the manager understands how he applies himself on the pitch, he will always have somebody pay attention to when Tosin leaves the line to be sure we don't leave space. This space isn't exploited. And I think the way he's played of late, he doesn't carelessly leave his line. He does that again at moments where it won't be too much of a risk, or maybe leading to the opposition exploiting the space that he leaves behind if he again moves towards the central area, because he likes to carry the ball. If he sees spaces, he likes to exploit those spaces, and mistakes can happen sometimes. You could try to dribble someone, lose the ball, and then there's space here for the opposition to exploit. But that's, by the way. Let's see what is he saying. Jesse is saying here. I don't mean you, coach. You were accepting. just, just get out. Leave me alone. That's, by the way. Two sixes. Tabeo, let's talk about this first. I know a lot of people. Even after that game, probably those are Enzo haters or those that don't understand his importance to this team. They'd still come out and argue that yeah, we don't need them, and probably didn't learn that we struggled to control the game because he wasn't on the pitch. Let's hear you, Taveo.
Say again.
Enzo Fernandez, in my opinion, I think his absence was one of the reasons why we weren't able to control the game, to like play the game on our own terms. You get the point.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, and I even said it before the game that we might struggle because we haven't seen Vega enough to play along Moses Caicedo. So without Enzo against Bournemouth, I think we struggled because we didn't even control the game. They were all over us. But if there's someone who knows how to control games, maybe we should have been better.
Yeah, we did miss him on that day. A lot of people will argue otherwise, but if you understand football, it was clear we needed his type of play on the paint, on the pitch to help us dictate the pace of the game. And because he's a deep line playmaker, you can call him a regista if that's the language you prefer. He reads the game very well, and the deeper he's deployed, the more effective it be. We did miss him on that day, and I think if he's fully fit, he starts. But do you know, do you have updates with regards to his fitness?
No, I think he will play because he was just sick, not a major injury or something. So I think he will come back.
You think he'll come back? I think he starts here. Let me do the midfield. Enzo, I think he starts, and Caicedo here. Do you agree or do you differ?
I agree because I don't want Lavia to start. So I rather keep Lavia fit and wait for his time to play. So I will play both of them, Enzo and Moses Caicedo. And I know most of our fans don't like this pairing, but again, let them be together, grow together, and then they'll form a partnership.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. Let's talk about this. Let me start with you here. This is not going to be easy. Here, uh, if you again, we have how many players that can start here? Sancho, one. We have Sancho. We have Pedro Neto. We have Mudryk, who can also start on the left hand side here. Who do you think starts and why? And if you're
And
in
if
the
you're
chat, the same question goes to you.
Personally, coach, to be honest, in terms of the left winger, I don't want to see Pedro Neto there again. So I'd rather have Sancho and Mikhailo Mudryk fighting for that position.
But
Then Neto and Noni.
what do you think
what do you think
Maresca would do?
Maresca would do?
I think after Sancho's performance, I think he will be rewarded to start this game.
Yeah, I think he will. I think he won us the game. So I agree with you. Sancho starts here, so that reduces the work. But still, he gets not Sanchez. Yep, Sancho. But he gets stuff once we get to the right hand side. So the 10 position, what do you think happens here? I think Palmer keeps that 10 position, but let's hear your thoughts.
Yeah, Cole Palmer needs to start.
Yeah, and I think he starts central. I think that's why the manager wants to be playing him. Here's the thing, and irrespective of where anybody starts here, it's the application is always fluid. You can see the guy on the right hand side in the central area, or the guy on the left in the central area. Why the guy in the central area drift to the left? So, hmm, Felix, I don't know. Until proven otherwise, I don't think Felix starts in the Premier League. Is he in the European? Is he in the Conference League squad?
Yes.
Yeah, I think probably the manager will start by playing him in the Conference League squad until again he because I get it. He's an excellent player, probably one of our best finishers in the team. Uh, hmm. So Jesse is saying Felix 10, Palmer right wing. I think no. I let's Tubero, what do you think? This suggestion on the screen.
Yeah, I like the suggestion, but again, as you said, Felix haven't shown enough to start games for us, so I wouldn't start him there. I'd rather keep Kopama there, and also I just want Kopama to be more central to have a free role because when Kopama have a free role, you know what he'll do. So, if, for example, coach, if we had Malo Gusto available for this game, I wouldn't mind playing Cole Palmer as a right winger because we know Malo can go forward while Cole Palmer can play centrally, maybe along João Felix. So while we don't have Malo Gusto, no need to play Cole Palmer as a right winger for me personally.
But and I still think the manager starts him there. Okay, for the right hand side now, we have Pedro Neto. We have Pedro Neto, right, and what's his name? Nani Madik, two players for now. I think it's going to be Nani Madik on the right hand side. I don't think Pedro Neto starts this game. It just feels like I see if he hasn't. You can say he's still not quite there yet. Still hasn't gelled with the team properly. I get it. He got an assist for João Felix against Wolves, but ever since he hasn't finished, he hasn't played 90 minutes. He gets hauled off after the first half, right? So it's really not that simple. So on the right hand side for you, on the right hand side, I think, but we're gonna use the poll anyway. On the right hand side, I think Mudryk can start this game, but I have something there in the chat. Let's see what and Shanks is in the house. Shanks, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join us. Nani had a bad game, so yeah, chances are so it could be anything. We're not too sure now. But here's the thing, we're still learning the manager's selection pattern. We don't know whether he's a sort of manager, if you underperform in a particular game, whether that leads to you dropping to the bench. I don't think we've seen anything like that. No. So I think Madueke starts. So yeah, I don't know if you get my point, Beho. We've learned that he doesn't trust Badia Shile. That's for certain. We've learned Kukure is his preferred starting left back. Gusto we know, but he's injured. So we're not too sure what he does when a player underperforms in a particular game. What he does next. You could argue we don't know whether he'd see it as if he underperformed because it was just immediately after the international break. Um, so I'm not sure what to think there. But if you're still there, Tabejo, who do you think starts in the right hand side? We have Pedro Neto for that position, and also Nani Madueke.
Pedro Neto for me.
No, but for you, but what do
No,
you
but
think
for
the
you,
manager
but
would do?
what do you think the manager would do?
I think the manager will play Noni Madueke, but I think Pedro Neto should play that role. I don't want him as a left winger again.
Yeah, that's I. You're implying yourself. What we don't know what the manager is going to do. I think probably Nani Madueke starts there. Um, but we're not too sure now. We're just gonna go, as I've said before. We're still learning um, the manager's selection pattern. We don't have a pattern yet. It's everywhere. Um, so if Sancho is going to start, if for certain Sancho starts on the left and on the right hand side, yeah, we don't know who's going to start. But maybe we'll use a poll. We'll see. Um, then see, Nani had a bad game. Yeah, it could be anything. I agree. Yeah, Felix should play 10, but Maresca will keep the same lineup from Bournemouth. A slight chance that he might start Nkunku. Nkunku shouldn't even slight chance, but that's opinion driven. That's my opinion anyway. I honestly do think okay, the presser is starting. I think we still have time to cover the presser for about 20 minutes or so. The wife is at home today and will help with the boys. Let's see. A slight chance he might sign in Gunga. I don't know. We don't. Let's see what happens. Because that comment, to bear just quickly, let's talk about the manager's comment where he said something to the effect of we created a lot of chances, but we didn't have quality in the box. That was the reason why he brought on Nkunku. What do you make of that?
Yeah, for me it makes sense. And then coach, For now, I think if Nicholas Jackson doesn't improve from now until January, we might go for another striker. If Nkunku also doesn't score enough goals to convince the coach. So, man, let's see. Because, man, Nicholas Jackson, we all love him. But again, he missed so many chances that we could have won most of the game. So hopefully, Nicholas Jackson starts scoring goals when he get opportunities because he always on the right area. But again, his finishing is very disappointing.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Let's say, wow, it's not easy. I think we're just gonna have fun. We'll get better at predicting the manager's lineup the more we learn about again his pattern, the pattern to his selection. For me, Palmer is more lethal on the right, and that's a sensible, you can say correct argument. Why? His best of performances are under Mauricio Pochettino was on the right, but I don't think playing central changes anything as long as he has the free role. Because usually on the right, again, I think he has free role. Um, it makes sense, but I think things have changed. I think he's one of our best creators
Yeah,
I
right
think
now.
he's one of our.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Tobeho.
yeah, that's why I said if Malu
Go
Gusto
ahead,
was
Tobelo.
That's why I said if Malo Gusto was available, I wouldn't mind playing Cole Palmer as a right winger because I know he won't play there most of the time. Malo Gusto will be bombing forward just to offer space for him. So, but if they have Malo Gusto, I don't want to see Cole Palmer there.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. I think he still starts central. We don't know until the manager starts. What's his name, Felix, in the 10 role. Not bring him on and play him in the 10 role until he starts him in the 10 role. While Palmer is on the pitch, then we know that yeah, okay, maybe we'll see that. But right now, I think Palmer will play the 10 role, and then the manager decides who plays on the right hand side. And the options are Pedro Neto and Noni Mudryk. I think Mudryk starts. I think Neto on two, he hasn't started and finished the game for us, probably because he's still learning the way the manager likes to approach the game or so. Irrespective of how well he did against his former team when he got an assist too. But let's see, yeah, let's see what the manager does. There's no, he's played him mainly as a 10. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, Chelsea, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Maresca is doing an interview right now. Yep, I'm waiting for more news to emerge. And if I'm going to leave, if Tobias is still here, I can hand over to him, but he's probably at work. Maresca is doing, yep, we know the presser has started. We're going to be looking for fresh quotes from his press conference. Jackson Lincoln play is great, but I think the elders put Juju on his finishing. Village people, right? Charlie Nkunku, right back and Viega left back. Yeah, you're asking a question. If you're saying Charlie, then it's not a question. I don't see that happening. I don't think the manager would. I don't think he'd risk starting both at the same time. If either of them gets injured, we're in trouble. Yeah. So Maresca's wingers play wide, close to the lines. Yep, they hog the lines a lot. If that makes sense. So Palmer, it's not. He doesn't again hogging the lines is Mudryk. Palmer is not his thing. He likes to be wherever he deems fit on the pitch. So, but his best performances under Mauricio Pochettino was on the flanks. So I think Mudryk will start here. So let's just have fun. We'll be getting I think this certainly will be the case. That's this one will happen. This guy will be on the pitch. This may not happen. I don't know. Tosin may not start, but that depends on what happens here. So it's difficult to say, really. We'll see. Sancho, we're not certain, but probably we're going without you say going by his again how well he did it on just for under just for 45 minutes on the pitch, 45 minutes plus on the pitch. How well he did. We're going by that, and that's why we've probably that drives our belief that definitely he starts in that position. But we'll see. We still have a lot to learn with regards to the manager's selection process. I think Mudryk still starts. I think so too. Palmer is a better everywhere. That's an excellent way to put it. But we need creativity and effectiveness from the 10 position. I think he's the most. Palmer is arguably our most creative players. I think Sancho will also prove to be one of our uh, most creative player too. He will join that list. Him, Sancho, Pedro Neto, Felix, the three of them maybe, but Palmer will still remain. I don't know. We'll see. But Sancho is an excellent creator. Yeah, it's not too selfish. And the language I used the last time we talked about him is that he's a very productive dribbler. He's not just into dribbling for the sake of it. If that makes sense. But that's, by the way, I think Mudryk starts here. It makes sense. I think he starts, but we have a lot to learn. JC mentioned the fact that he didn't do well in our last game, and that's important to bear in mind. The question now is, okay, whether the manager is the sort of manager that if again your performance in a particular game determines whether you play the next one. We don't know whether he's the sort of manager that will say, yeah, it's a one-off thing and still play that same player, even though we have uh good other again we have other options that can come and do an equally good job or maybe an even better job. So we don't know that yet. Good thing JC said, yeah, it could be anything. Well, chances are he starts. Chances are with him on the bench, but we have numbers there. I'm not too concerned. And whatever happens, one thing is certain: in every game, we have excellent players on the flanks. Whether Mudryk starts here, whether Pedro Neto starts here, or even Cole Palmer starts here, start this particular position here. Whoever starts here, we still have quality here. That's one thing that's certain, irrespective of what happens. So Tobeho, there we go. Number 9 position. There's a strong argument for Nkunku to start. He's a better finisher. And given the manager's comment with regards to why he took off Jackson and brought in Nkunku, I will go with Nkunku starting here. This is me being as objective as I can. I'm not just saying because I'd rather Nkunku start there. It is, again, the manager's comment and the fact that Nkunku came on and scored an excellent goal. And you could argue, had that been Jackson, he probably he'd hold up the play and then try to pass it to someone else. Wouldn't even, again, I don't know. Those are the two things that drive my selection of Nkunku as a number 9 in the number 9 position. I think he starts there. And I'm not being biased. I'm just going by what the manager said and what happened when he came on. But let's hear you. You there, Tobeho? Let's hear you.
Yeah, I agree with you. Nkunku needs to start this game because he showed the quality and he was clinical. And then also in terms of Nicholas Jackson, I think he needs competition in order to do well. So let Nkunku play this one and let's see what will Nicholas Jackson do when he comes on in the second half.
Yeah, competition. Maybe the language. Again, I'd be better off using is competition because Nicholas Jackson. I think if he feels like he's undroppable, it's not going to help his development. He needs to understand that if it doesn't, you can say if it's not efficient in front of goal, we he. I mean, he doesn't get to start every game. So I think it will make sense if I see him on the bench and Nkunku starting in that position. I'd like to see that. He needs competition. He does need it. He needs that bit of a little bit of push behind him to do better. Really. Um, let's see if anything has emerged. The presser, yep, and the manager he's speaking. Maresca, he and Nkunku is completely different to Nicholas Jackson. We know that. We know that Nicholas Jackson can be more physical, maybe quicker. I don't know, but one thing is certain: Nkunku is a better finisher. So let me bring that up. Here's our lineup before we start looking at comments from the excerpt from the manager's presser. Between the sticks, Robert Sanchez definitely no argument there. The two centre backs are Colwell and Tosin, right back Fafana, left back Cucurella, 266 Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, 10 Cole Palmer, left wing Jadon Sancho, right wing Noni Madueke, and number 9 Christopher Nkunku. And we know it's going to be a fluid approach. It will most definitely be a fluid approach. So it's not like it's static. Let's see what else we have here. Sanchez saying, yep, we've read that one. And this year is saying Neto will likely be a substitute for Nani. Felix can play on the left wing. Yep. I think we're seeing a lot of rotation because we have numbers there. We have the luxury of selecting players based on the opponent. And in this case, I think yeah, Mudryk will be better at starting, and Sancho on the left hand side because he knows how to beat the traffic, if you understand what I mean. Sancho and Nkunku came on and turned the game for us in 10 minutes. Yep. We're forgetting one quality Nkunku has that Jackson doesn't. Nkunku has unlimited aura and wears his socks above that knees. Okay, those knees maybe. He must start inside. I think if we're going by what we saw when he came on, how he was able to weave the ball through the traffic and used his strength actually to lean on that last man there that could have stopped him and put it away nicely. You got to give him credit, and that's not the first time he scored such goal for us. He scored such goal against, I think, Liverpool last season. Sanchez's first move was an outfield pass to Jackson in the box, and he took too long, and someone came. And I'm gonna say this again. Jackson doesn't shoot instinctively. I know I've said this 1,000 times. If Nicholas Jackson can if he can at least learn how to shoot instinctively, his goals tally will improve significantly. Yeah, because I think one of his biggest problem is whenever the ball comes to him, he will almost always take a first touch, especially if there's an opposition player again before him in his again facing him. He will almost always take a first touch, but in an open goal, he usually doesn't take a first touch. But that's an issue actually. He does everything else well, but doesn't score. Again, not efficient at doing what matters the most, which is scoring goals and doing it consistently. But RG and Ngale, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. That English brotherhood behind the striker will cook. Oh yeah. By the way, yeah, that's exactly what it is actually. Yep. Wow. We have we could say we have England's best wingers actually because they all qualify as wingers. But yeah, England best wingers play for Chelsea Football Club. I know Arsenal fans will argue otherwise. Yeah, Jackson doesn't have striker. Yeah, he doesn't have striker's instinct. Doesn't shoot instinctively, which is why one of the what I like most about Duran. My only issue at the time was the asking price. Show down the pace of the attack, slow down the pace of the attack by doing not necessarily first. Yeah, that's just, he doesn't shoot instinctively. So let's look at what we're getting from the manager's presser. We'll go back. Yeah, Vince, is my bro. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We don't have too many likes. We only have 380 views today. 29 likes, not bad, because we haven't streamed consistently at this particular time. Okay, the manager's comment here. That's old. Give me a second here. Oof, second too much to load. Okay, Enzo Maresca on Jackson this season. Okay, on Jackson this season, he's doing very good in the training sessions, and then in the Premier League, City was very good, and then he scored against Wolves, Palace until the end. He was fighting. He did well against Bournemouth. He missed a few chances. Yeah, I don't want to. Let's just open it up and read all of them. He did very well against Bournemouth. He missed a few chances But that doesn't mean he's not playing well. Yeah, we all know that. That was the case last season too. He finished well with a good, you can say his total goals last season still good. But the truth remains, he needs, if he's going to be playing as number 9, he needs to be scoring efficiently, consistently, and not every now and then. And Enzo Maresca on Josh Archibong. I really like Josh. For me, he can potentially be a top defender in the future with young players. I like to modify them a little bit. Yep, and I mean it will take time. Maresca, Nkunku is completely different to Nicholas Jackson. We know. For example, just give me 1 second there. He's a better finisher than Nicholas Jackson. All right, that's fine. I'm back quickly. And then Maresca and Christopher Nkunku. Christopher doesn't like to play wide. Yeah. He likes to be in the center of the pitch. We know that, but sometimes to find the balance, he plays in a position that isn't the best for him. Stop just playing Kunku as a number 9 right now. That would lead to Jackson walking and improving. It doesn't look like he's walked and improving. At least, more importantly, doesn't shoot instinctively. And I don't blame him. He was never a number 9, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people know that. Enzo Maresca and Jadon Sancho, since he arrived, he's been working hard and on and off the ball. We used the international break to focus on him. He's doing well, which was why I thought actually he was going to start, because he worked a manager for the 2 weeks break. Enzo Maresca and Reece James is still out. We are waiting until his feet. It's a bit delayed, but the most important thing is for me is that for him to be back 100%, we don't want to risk anything. And let's see if anything new has emerged. So I'm gonna refresh this. I refresh this and wait to see if anything new emerges, and we take Dante Constantine Dante. Big up to you. The captain is in the house. I appreciate you finding the time to join us. We had a meeting yesterday with Tobejo, and we were trying to see how we can fire you. Big up, bro. How you doing?
Yeah, big up, coach. Big up everyone in the chat.
Much
Tobago,
love, brother.
how are you, Tobago? So what was the outcome? Am I fired?
We're still meeting. We're not done. It takes a while to make that decision.
It's gonna take a lot to do that. Get me out.
All right, we're gonna we'll get your thoughts on the lineup. Just give me 1 second. Nkunku walks into the speech with balloon in his socks. That means before he walks onto the pitch, okay, he knows his scoring. That's not bad. Gusto now fit Enzo Maresca. Okay, so Gusto isn't starting. Whether Fofana starts on the right, I'd rather Fofana start there. I don't want him to start central again, irrespective of the structure. I think we need Tosin there, in my opinion. Hopefully we'll see that, but we're not sure what the manager is going to do. Dante, let's hear your opinion. Let's hear your opinion on the lineup. Go away, Jesse. Go away now.
This is, you guys did this just before. Predict the lineup.
That's our lineup.
Yeah, that looks good. I definitely want to see Tosin in there as well. I want to see him start.
Do you think it happens? Do you think the manager does that? I know you want to see him. Do you think it happens? That's the question.
Look, we saw there's a good sign, because we did see Fofana switch to that right centre back, didn't we, last game? So I think that's in the works. It looks like it. So there's a huge possibility that it happens, because otherwise, wouldn't have seen Fofana there at all. But we did see him there. So look, he can, and that way Cucurella goes into the midfield, obviously to invert like he did. So I think it could work. I would like to see that Colwell, Tosin in the middle, and then Fofana on there. I think that's a good mix. You got height, you got one aggressive guy, you got one guy that sits a bit back, and Tosin just more of a sweeper, looks after everyone, controls everyone, and orchestrates basically. So I think that looks really good. Exactly right. Like that.
We're going to see an application something similar to this.
The only thing I would like to see, I haven't seen it, but I want, instead of Enzo, I would put Caicedo there, and I would put Enzo back there.
You put Caicedo here? and bring
Yeah,
Enzo
I
deeper,
still want to
right?
see Caicedo
So
in
that
that
he
box.
does his thing. You could say even with this structure, usually he's everywhere. He has the right to be closer to the man with the ball
Yeah.
in
Caicedo
most
isn't.
cases.
He's been sitting back, coach. He's been used as a DM mostly, so he's been sitting back. You don't see him going much forward at all.
So
Uh,
yeah. So we're saying what brings Enzo here is just the freedom to be wherever he deems fit, not
yeah,
necessarily. Yeah,
that's
but go ahead.
yeah. But see that for that position, that's usually a number 8 box to box where you defend and go forward. We know you got to have good legs and you got to run up and down quite a lot. That's not Enzo. That's not his game. You make him
Mhm.
do that, he's going to tire and he's not going to have his game. So that's why Caicedo, I prefer Caicedo there because he can go back, go forward, go side, and he's got a good tank. He can do it. Enzo cannot do that. Yeah. So yeah, it just depends. That's one little thing I have a little bit critical of. I would like still to see Enzo in that deep role and Caicedo in that box to box 8 because he can do that role very well. He does that role for his country and he's a star for his country when he plays there. He did that role for Brighton. That's what he did for Brighton as well. So I prefer him, my personal opinion, in that position. I think just letting him sit back there with Cucurella covering as well is just you're just using it for defensive purposes. That's it. Uh, which I understand, but yeah, I think Enzo can do that if he just sits there and doesn't go forward, because then he can control the play, pass it around, and orchestrates all the play. All the balls go through him, and he's got covered defensively with Cucurella next to him, obviously. And Caicedo can come back as well. That's because that's what the box to box does. Then he comes back as well on the other side of play. That's what I like to see. I haven't seen it yet though. I We haven't seen it with our ex-manager. Haven't really seen it, and he used him exactly the same as a DM, predominantly just a DM. Just sit back, don't go forward, just sit back. It looks like so far Maresca has not really given him that free role either yet to go past much halfway and get in, go box to box.
Mhm.
So I would like to see that, but yeah, hey, that's just my personal opinion.
All right, let's talk about the number 9 position here.
Yeah.
Do you see any reason Jackson starts over Nkunku, or who do you think starts there, and why do you think that would be the case?
Yeah, look, from the start of the season, I wanted Nkunku to start there. I think that's a very good position for him. He hasn't. He's been used in the attacking midfield 8, sort of like a 10. I don't really like him there too much, to be honest. He's not a playmaker. He's not the type of guy to be a playmaker. He's the guy to finish it. Yeah, he's the guy to finish it off, not to make the
Nkunku,
playmaking.
right?
Yeah. So I want him as a striker. Like I said, from the start of the season, I had him as a striker. If we don't buy another, obviously a top class striker, I would want him and Jackson to push each other for that starting spot. Alternate some weeks, he plays some weeks, depending on form. But I would want to see him playing that striking position because he can drop deep. He can still get involved in the play.
Yeah.
And that gives more freedom for Mudryk, Sancho to overlap. So
Because it's always a fluid approach.
it's always a fluid approach, but he'll be there when you need the finishing, and that's what I heard you talk about that just before I joined. That's one thing he hasn't really done yet, has he, Jackson? He hasn't improved on that yet.
Yeah, and I mean we can't keep playing him. And if he can, I think he comes across as a sort of individual if he feels like he will take that position for granted because we've seen, especially under our ex, whenever he's taken off, he frowns, not happy to be taken off. I think
But
he
he'll just
needs
play
to,
the next game anyway, automatically. So
yeah. So
it wouldn't matter.
he needs to learn that it's not his for keeps. He needs to score goals efficiently and consistently,
100%.
and not and not you could say and not take it. It's you just need to realize that Nkunku is there, and I think right now Nkunku should start, especially after coming on and finishing that chance the way he did. And I'm quite sure had that been Jackson, forget about it. That would not be a goal.
No, it wouldn't have been a goal. No, he wouldn't.
And what do you make of the manager's comment that we were creating chances, but we didn't have we were creating chances, but we didn't have enough. We didn't have quality in the box. That was why he brought in Nkunku. That comment is telling, in my opinion.
Well, if that's anything to say, that means Nkunku will automatically start this week, or Guy might start. If that's the case, and no,
I
Nicolas
don't see
Jackson's
I
not
don't
that.
see Mudryk starting over Nkunku.
I'm just saying. After that comment, you wouldn't think Jackson will start there again after him saying that, because
Yeah,
that's
exactly. Yeah, it makes
yes,
sense. Yeah,
that's what
it's
I'm trying to
telling.
say. Yeah, he'll probably give Guy a go if he does well in training over Jackson, just because he said that for next game. So that's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, look, and he's not going to score. He's not that type of player. He's not. He's a different type of striker. You have to use him correctly, and we still can use him correctly. The problem is, and he still does all the right things. We saw in many games. He does the
But it
assists.
doesn't
He
do the
does all
most
the hard
important
work.
thing. Doesn't do the
But
most
the most
important
important
thing.
thing a striker needs to
Yeah.
do, he's not really doing, and that's scoring. He's missing those chances that he's got. And if you get 2 to 3 chances, you should bury at least one out of 3 chances. And he's not really been doing that. He's been, it takes him like 5, 6 maybe chances to score. So that's a bit too much. So, yeah, look, starting Kunku, I will go for him 100%. His spot to lose. Nkunku has a bad game, lost. You bring him on. You bring Jackson on. You put Gay on. You mix them up. Whoever plays better, like Maresca keeps harping on, keeps saying, how well they do in the game and how well they do during the week in training, that makes a decision. So he'll need to keep that. Jackson didn't do well in the last game, and Nkunku did very well in the game. In training, we don't really see too much. So, but you think they both train quite hard. So if he goes by that philosophy, he'll be fine. But definitely needs. I need to see Nkunku in that striking role to show that Jackson that it's not just him.
Yeah, yeah, I do agree here. Maresca would probably still start Jackson. I don't think so, but we'll pay attention. Jackson, because he has said that he's the main striker, and just because he didn't have a good game doesn't mean that he isn't good. That's not saying he starts. But we'll learn. I think our next lineup, the lineup for the game, tomorrow's game, will sell us alone. Tobeho, you see a comment for you in the chat. Yeah, he is. Wait until we read the manager's comment. So let's get the manager's subsequent comments there. I think it's here. Enzo Maresca, the way we play, we have used Nicholas Jackson, but that doesn't mean we're not going to use Mark Gui or Christopher Nkunku. So that response to your comment, that comment in the time, I think Wycliffe Barish, I don't believe he suddenly starts Jackson. Remember, he's the sort of manager doesn't beat about the bush. If he feels like you're not doing well where you should be doing well, he will drop you.
Yep.
And yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I've said he's going to survive. You see this here? This comment tells you the way we play. We have used Jackson. But that doesn't mean we're not going to use Mark Guy or Christopher Nkunku. So he didn't even say that Jackson is a number one. No. I think he's sending a message to Jackson. Gui's time will come. But to be talking Gui, why we have so many good players, he's a much better player. I think he will get a chance. Like in Europe, I think he started twice in Europe, hasn't he? Maresca's update on live, your coach. I'll get to that in a bit. Maresca on Jackson this season, he's doing very good. I think we've read that one. I don't know if anything new has emerged. We've also read this one on Josh Archibald. I'm going to refresh it. Go ahead, Dante. Anything else you want to talk about while I wait to see if we see new updates on the screen?
No, Gui is relevant because he's mentioned by the coach. That means he's in his plans, and he has played in Europe, like you said. So if Jackson keeps fluffing his lines and then he doesn't do well in training, the coach you'll see he'll play Gui over Jackson. I can guarantee you that right now. That's the type of coach he is, and he'll give him a go. He will give him a go, and like you said, he's not scared to do so. So, like you said, it's a bit of a message, yeah, definitely, but. Yeah, definitely want to see Nkunku, though, obviously start that position just to show Jackson there is another striker, not just Guy, that can start there. Because so far, like I said, he hasn't used him there. He's only used him as an attacking midfielder, attacking 8, which I don't like at all. Nkunku playing there, I think he's wasting his talents there. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to accommodate both him and Palmer in that sort of behind attacking role. But for me, he's not a creator. He's never really been that much of a creator. So he's not that good in creating. So yeah, a bit of a waste there. So hopefully he plays him as striker like I've wanted from the start of the season, and that will send a strong message to Jackson and Guy and everyone else.
Yeah, he will. I think that's how you build a team. You don't want any individual to feel like their place in the team is for keeps. You want them to know that yeah, we have another player who can fulfill that role as well as she can, or maybe even better. So I'm looking for where he said anything about Malo Gusto. I don't know
And
if
it's
I.
not like, sorry, coach. It's not like Jackson isn't appreciated. They just gave him a new contract, extended him, gave him a bump in pay. So they do love Jackson, but it's not for every game, and not you can't start every game, especially if you don't perform and you don't score, which is most important because that affects the team if you don't score as a striker. So yeah, it's very important. That's why it was very important for him to get
It's very
competition in that.
important. That's why it was very important for.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ecoman is in the
Malo
house.
Gusto is not
Yeah,
available.
Ecoman is in the house.
Echo Tobago.
Tavera, what did you say about Malo Gusto?
Malo Gusto is not available from
Okay,
Enzo
so
Maresca.
okay, I don't know, but again, we don't know whether the Sassi gets a chance tomorrow. But I'd rather see Fofana on the right hand side. We actually have a very
He
solid
wasn't very
defensive
happy with
line.
Disasi in the game, so he took him off at halftime, as you know. So that's why I was saying Fofana in that right centre back role, or the right back sort of role, that he could play there, he could cover there maybe.
The Sassi was actually making some stupid mistakes, even when he's not under pressure. That was shocking.
He was a bit nervous. He was a bit all over the place. I think a bit of pressure as well, maybe. And it just got to him. And look, that's what you want from a manager. He saw it, he identified it, he took him off. He didn't wait. If that was our ex-manager, he'll still be playing. I guarantee you, all 90 minutes he would have played. So I'm very happy that he took him off, and that's exactly what you need to do. You're protecting the player. You're doing what's best for the team. That's what you need to
Yeah.
do. So I was very happy he did that.
And Tavera, it looks like you're getting your wish. I'm looking at something under Ben Jacobs. He says Enzo Maresca confirms the position of his front line. As as a left wing, we have Jadon Sancho and Mihailo Mudryk. Okay. And then as right wing, we have Noni Mudryk and Pedro Neto. But I think this game, Noni Mudryk will start. Pedro Neto, it looks like he's still acclimatizing. He's not quite there yet. What do you make of that argument that Pedro Neto isn't quite there yet? I get it. He got an assist against Wolves, his former team. But I think on 2 occasions he's been hauled off after the half, actually. But let's hear you.
Yeah, coach. With
Yeah,
Neto.
I
Yeah, coach.
Sorry, is that me or Tobago?
Go ahead. Echo Man Tobago will come in later.
Echo, go ahead, Echo man.
Oh, you
cooking
guys
you,
are
Tobago.
giving
Go
me a
ahead.
name.
We're cooking you, Tobago. Go ahead.
Oh man, Dante, I don't believe this. I
I
don't
know it's
believe
not just Echoes, it's also
this
Dante.
because
I know. It's not just
but anyway, in terms of Neto, I agree with the coach. If you see
Yep, he's gone. I'll
Go
coach.
ahead.
I'll take over.
Mhm.
Yeah, with Neto and Madueke, for example, last game, we know they were going to be low block. They were never really suited to play in that game, in my opinion. I wouldn't have started them, but obviously on form and probably trained well. Madueke started, and Neto got his start as well. But you got to look at the opposition, and there was one little thing I had a little criticism that Madueke, I knew he's not going to do well in that game, not against that opposition, and not who he's up against, and not how their formation is and how they're set up. They're set up to stop those type of players, exactly, the wingers, and that's exactly what they did. The same with Neto. Let's not forget he plays in a Wolves team. He came from a Wolves team that play sit back quite a lot as well, and into space, counter attack. He likes to run into space, very much like Madueke does. So I kind of knew that game, they're both starting. I'm like, they're going to be pretty shut out this game, most likely. And that's exactly what happened. So you just got to look at the opposition, who we're playing and when we're playing and what time of the game it is, when to play these players. Um, so Neto is a very good player. He's very effective, but against a certain type of opposition, not every opposition. And the same goes for Madueke as well. So if I had one little criticism, is probably that, just the recognition of who you're playing against, how they play, and what they're trying to do. And yeah, it's amazing we grounded out a result. That's something we haven't really done before. So I'm very happy with that. He made
Especially after
changes.
international break.
Yeah, he made changes at halftime and during in-game as well, and then it made a bit of a difference. Brought the right players on, and just making those changes, grinding out a result, very important. So I'm very happy with that. But just a bit of more of the recognition I want to see of like who you're playing and why, what an opposition's doing and how they're set up to stop those players. Madueke and Neto will never going to be competitive in that, do well in that game because the way they were set up against them. So once he brought more players on, more central players, we worked a treat. So yeah, I don't like the start, the recognition, but I do like the change that he made and how we grinded out the result. But yeah, that's just my take on it, the way I see the game.
Yeah. All right, man, thank you so much, guys. I think we've come to the natural end of the show. I don't know, Dante, you have anything else you want to talk about?
No, all good, coach. Good to be back. I haven't been for a few shows because you're all over the place with timing. The discipline is not the best.
And more importantly, I do hope your boy your boy is doing well.
Yeah, he's doing it.
Excellent.
Just like your boys.
They're all good. All good. Yeah.
So is mine. Your boys, or your boys, just one. It takes one for me to do my head in.
You're still a learner in that aspect.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. You've got experience. You're way past it.
Any updates on Gusto? Jerry, he's not going to play. We've heard. It's all over the place, Coach. Are we playing West Ham? Yeah, West Ham is our next game. Yep. But after that, the games will be coming thick and fast. I think the most is 6 days, but every 3 days, 4 days. So I think the manager will be rotating a lot. If Mark Gee starts, surely he will score. You think? Okay. Let's see. Not too long ago, fans were screaming out for Osimhen. One goal from Nkunku later, and he's the fan favorite. Nkunku has always been fans favorite. It's just that he's not been fit. Fofana is looking for a new job. Right back was just. I think he can fulfill it. The way he plays, for me, I think he suits that role. I think Neto can be an impactful sub to bring in because he's electric. I think a lot of games, if teams defend, they probably is going to find it difficult to play. You can argue in that aspect is a little bit more like Mudryk. Coach, are you discovering new roles for players? Who is this talk merchant on the screen? Don't tell me Diego Costa. No, it doesn't even look like Diego Costa. That's just AI generated, not really Diego Costa. Let's see, but this one here looks like a Nigerian comedian called Shaggy, Brother Shaggy. Looks just like him.
It does look like him. Yeah.
Sorry?
It does look like him, Shaggy, 100%.
Okay, you know Brother Shaggy, right? Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't even know. It was on Instagram that somebody said, wait, somebody tagged him and said, this looks like you. Yeah. With that, we've come to the natural end of the show. I appreciate you all finding the time to join us. Thank you to Jerry Marvelous. Thank you to JC for joining the show. Thank you for NGL Ngale. I appreciate you. Midfielder passed feet against West Ham. Who's that? Let me just look at this quickly. I'm quite probably Enzo Fernandez. We did miss him last game. Dante, do you agree?
Yes and no. Like I said, the opposition, how they set up, he would have obviously helped to control the ball a lot in the midfield. He would have definitely helped. So, yeah, a little bit, of course. But I mean, it's just one player. We should be able to, one player. It's not that
it depends on him helping us dictating the pace of game is something we missed.
Yeah, like I said, again, where he plays, every time you see him play deep, he will do that. He'll control the game.
Mm-hmm.
He'll basically everything runs through him. But if he doesn't play that deep role, he's not that involved in the game.
I agree. So the manager said that's the update I saw on my screen that I had to hold on a bit. Keenan Driscoll Hall is fit after an illness. Enzo Fernandez is also fit. So yeah. Thank you, NGL Ngale. Thank you, Shanks. Who was in the chat? Thank you, Namaya Fawale. Much love to you, Namaya. I appreciate you. And Jerry, marvelous. I appreciate you all. Wycliffe Barish, all of you. And if I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all. And cheers.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. La, 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 la. Oh, oh, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, la. Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. La, 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 la. Oh, oh, la, 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 la. In my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh.